teachers, and my dear friends. My name is Russo. These are my roommates.
My name is Praveen. My name is Akbar.
My name is Ali.
My name is Russo.
My name is Aisha.
Today we gonna talk about anonymous group involvement in the Russian and Ukrainian war. So we gonna talk about anonymous. Who is anonymous? Anonymous is decentralized international activist group which has no leader or official structures. Their main goal was to fight against censorship and injustice, and they abuse the power through cyber attacks. So we can go through the points. Invention began in February 2022 when Russian attack invaded Ukraine. In February 2002, Anonymous quickly responded through by launching operation. Russia is also known as Open Russia. So their main target was website, Russian government, banks, military, and media outlet. And there are several actions like defaced Russian website, replacing content through war messages, and they leaked sensitive data through military defenses and Central Bank of Russia, and their main goal was to support Ukraine and disrupt Russian propaganda. And there, in this we can show that the word that their cyber attack there show main role in the world conflict. So this is the introduction about anonymous group involvement in Russian and Ukrainian war. So I would like to invite Akbar.
Now let's see how the CIA triad, which are confidentiality, integrity, and availability, played a major role in the Russia-Ukrainian war, along with the anonymous groups' involvement in it as well. Starting with confidentiality, so during February 2022, there was a huge war between Russia and Ukraine, and when the war broke out, the Ukrainian government prioritized keeping their sensitive and confidential data from Russian hackers by using encrypted channels like cryptography to encrypt their communication devices, and also securing their military files from Russian hackers. And meanwhile, the anonymous hackers disrupted Russian confidentiality by hacking into their system through phishing or other brute forces and leaking massive amount of data to the public, also leaking the vulnerabilities in the Russian system. And now, integrity. So in a war zone, both physical warfare and cyber warfare, one of the most important things is integrity, a trustful source or a reliable source. So Ukraine relied heavily on this type of sources for their plans and decision making, which was obtained through their battlefield intelligence and also helped by the anonymous group and even by the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, where the CIA provided Ukraine with real-time intelligence on the Russian troops. And the anonymous group hacked into Russian-controlled state media and exposed their propagandas, their lies to the public, which made a huge impact on the public perception of the war. And finally, availability. So Russia is well known for its powerful and dangerous hackers. So when the war broke out, the Russian hackers launched cyber attacks against Ukraine in their critical infrastructures like telecommunication tower, their networking system, and with the help of anonymous, they somehow managed to keep all of these systems alive, and also securing the encrypted channels, which helped them with their free flow of intelligence. And as a revenge for attacking Ukraine's CNIs, the anonymous group launched their own attacks against Russia by DDoSing their governmental website and also disrupting their cyber operations. And this is how the CIA triad made a huge impact in the Russia-Ukrainian war. And now for the case study of Andrew.
So guys, I'm going to explain about the case study of the involvement of anonymous group in the Russian-Ukrainian war. So in early 2022, when the Russians attacked Ukraine, the anonymous hacker group known as the Anonymous declared cyber war against Russia. So this cyber war was considered one of the most largest and most organized or coordinated hackers campaign in the modern history. So let's see which all are the main target. The main target involved the Russian government sites, the state media, and the big corporations which supported war. What all they did was they attacked into the server and disrupted the Russian communication and also leaked many information which supported the Ukraine. So the notable action by the anonymous group was how they hacked into the Russian television network and replaced the normal broadcast into the footage of war. By this act, they wanted to break the censorship and show the Russians the reality of war. And they also leaked many information which included the internal emails from the government and also the big corporation. These emails can be of terabytes or gigabytes, big emails, and there are many. So, and the other thing they used was the DDoS attack, distributed denial of services, which the hackers used to target a main server or a website and put fake traffics which locked down the key Russian websites, which included those of the Kremlin and also the Ministry of Defense. So, the impact of these actions showed the world about the cyber war and how it can influence the real world. It also brought rise to the cyber activism, and therefore there also was a big debate whether their actions was legitimate or not. Many considered it was legitimate or considered Anonymous as the defender of information, while others said it was a crime as they broke many cyber rules. But in last, we can see that the Anonymous group showed the world that the cyber war, or how they showed the information, leaked information, and showed the truth to the world.
Challenges. The main challenges in this situation are quite crucial. Cyber attacks are unlikely to actually change Russia's military decisions. Massive cyber attacks on basic infrastructure, information and warfare and disinformation. Global cyber spillover risks, anonymous and activist involvement, data security and intelligence leaks are the points of the
So before I start speaking about mitigation, I'm going to talk about what it is. So mitigation is basically taking steps to reduce the risk or damage from any of the problems or threats. And now in this, what Ukraine did to protect themselves from Russian cyber attack was they strengthened their cyber defenses and they also fastened their response teams so that they can handle any of this threat quickly. Then, Ukraine also got support from a lot of countries and Microsoft, tech companies like Microsoft. And because of this, they got a lot of information about potential cyber threats, advice how to protect their systems, and also about the tools that they can defend their attacks. And then, at the same time, Anonymous also targeted Russian websites, and this helped block a lot of false news. And basically, this weakened the propaganda more effectively to deal with any of the threats. Now the next point speaks about the global discussions. So because of all of these conflicts, there were a lot of global discussions about the cyber defense and cyber ethics and the role of hacktivists, the roles of non-state actors in this, and how their actions can show the support to a country. And overall, the mitigation highlights that how all the countries, government, organization can all come together and protect the systems and like have peace in the digital space during conflicts.
Now I'm going to talk about the impact and reactions. We're going to start off with consequences of cyber warfare. Even though there's like good impact on the cyber attacks have good impact in the war, it didn't really change the outcome. And their actions showed that the cyber attacks can have such a big impact on the war, and they were not ready for it. So even though maybe they have cyber defenses, it was not enough. It was no match for the anonymous attack. And the Ukraine has strong cyber defenses, so it really helped them lessen the impact of the attack. It shows how it demonstrated the value of contemporary combat in the war. Now, raising global awareness, the cyber attacks, okay. It shows the broader impact of the cyber attacks and how important and how it can have real world consequences. The businesses and companies started to take cyber security much more seriously, and they started strengthening their cyber defenses for more maybe possible attacks in the future. And like UK, they started reassessing their systems. So yeah, preparing for more cyber attacks in the future. And they started paying attention with it. To conclude, the cyber attacks that happened shifted global views on cybersecurity, realizing that it can have real-world consequences. And to conclude, the cyber attack shifted the global views on cybersecurity, and the widespread media pushed governments and businesses to strengthen their cyber defenses and to treat cybersecurity much more seriously in the future, a top global priority. And it shows that digital wars will be more often involved in the future. Maybe not as much as, maybe it's gonna be much more powerful than what the Anonymous did a few years back, because now we're obviously more advanced. And it will be more involved where technology, information, security is gonna be equally as important as their own traditional weapon. That's all. This is our references. Thank you.
Now open the first slide. Okay. How did Anonymous get involved in Russian-Ukrainian war?
So they declared cyber war against Russia. They hacked into the Russian server and disrupted the communication. And also leaked many sensitive information. They also did a DDoS attack, which locked down the key Russian websites, and they also showed the footage of war in a Russian television channel, which showed the Russians what the reality of war was.
Okay. Do you think hacktivism can have political or ethical impacts?
So activism is basically, even if their intention was good, it will be political because if something bad happens, then they're gonna be responsible, and people don't really know who those people are. So yes,
Okay, how does hacktivism differ from cybercrime?
their support. They are basically supporting a country, and cyber war is just damaging to someone else, and it's basically all bad. And in this, they can also be having good intention. So I think
What kind of cyber actions did they take, Ukrainian and Russians?
Some of the cyber action included DDoSing government website and breaching into Russia's system and leaking massive amount of military data and leaking into the public. Also hacking into their TV channels and exposing Russia's propagandas and their lies, and which made their human people perception change about the war.
Thank you.